I want to say it's over for my country. There was a young man, and I understand what he meant in the fellowship yesterday. Amazing fellowship, by the way, yesterday. You can check it out by going to rebuildingtheman.com/church if you were not there. Rebuildingtheman.com/church if you missed it yesterday. All right. But I never, ever, ever, not one, it was the furthest thing from my imagination, thought. It never occurred to me at all that one day in my country, in America, sweet home America, that there would be no love. I never, ever, ever imagined that in my country, in America, a Judeo Christian country, that there would be no love. There's nothing but hate now. Nothing but hate. I don't even know if there's any more fake love. It's all hate. And it's unfortunate in that things are only going to get worse. It's not going to get better in my country because there is no love. No love in families. No love for one another. No love in different races. No love. It's only hate. And I'm not surprised because for the last 35 years or so, give or take, maybe longer, anger has been taught and not love. Anger. You have been told over and over and over and over and over and over and over again that anger is the answer. And everybody have anger, and no one can overcome anger. Anger is just an emotion. It's a human emotion, they say. Even the churches teach that anger. Jesus had angry. Jesus was angry. You've been played. You've been lied to. You've been set up. And now, in my Christian country, there's no love. Zero love. It's gone. And as a result, it's going to only get worse. It's not going to get better. And you think, this is bad? And it is. 35 years ago, I was saying things were bad. I had no idea what were the things to come. It's going to only get worse. Fret not. Even though you live here on this earth, you live here in my country, you don't have to worry. There's another place that you can live from and still have perfect peace right here on this earth, in spite of all the evil that you see in the country and around the world. But in the country, America first. Human beings, in spite of the evil you see in your family, in your churches, in your events, in your going around the country, in your moving about, in your so-called friendship relationships, in spite of the wickedness of human hearts, you can live from another world. I understand now even more so why Christ came and there was another world created, a world within. You can live from that world and have peace in spite of everybody telling you that you can't. And they're only telling you that you can't because they don't have it. And this kingdom that I'm talking about, you can't believe yourself into it. You can't imagine it. It's nothing that you can imagine at all. Your imagination cannot comprehend this new reality inside of all human beings that wants it. You can live from there. And if by now you don't see that human beings, human nature, is pure wickedness, they have no love, I don't know what else it's going to take for you to see it. You got to see it in yourself first, then you see it in others. But as you see it in yourself, you will overcome and you will understand others. You won't agree with what you see, but you will understand it. And understanding is the answer to all things. Above all, get an understanding. You want an understanding, and understanding answers every question that you may have. Understanding answers all questions, and it's not going to get better, folks. There is nothing but hatred and deceit in the United States of America. It wasn't like this growing up. When I was growing up, there was more talk about loving one another, love your neighbors, treat people the way you would like to be treated, pray for one another. That's gone now. Christians don't even pray for one another. They attack one another. In today's America, it's gone. from this earth. But there are men and women around the world, but especially America first. There are men and women who are starting to work on themselves to see and admit that they are evil, and they are starting to overcome it. That's few and far, because the average human being cannot and will not and cannot admit that they are evil. They can say they are good. Oh, I'm nice, I'm good, and they lie. No such thing as a good human being. It doesn't exist anywhere in the world. Amazing, huh? So get ready. You think the ride you've already taken is bumpy. You ain't seen nothing yet. This is hell on earth. This is the Old Testament, right here on earth. You looking for hell? Look around. Look inside of you. Look at your neighbor. People killing and robbing and murdering and hating and gossiping and jealous and envy and strife. And they're looking for false heroes and everything. There was another shooting. Maybe two or so, maybe more, but two that we can report on. This is from AP News. At least 4 people were killed and 8 injured when a gunman in a pickup truck smashed through the doors of a church, Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saint Chapel, in Michigan. Watch this from KSL News, Utah.
Well, Mike and Deanie, as you can imagine, just a horrific tragedy out here in Michigan earlier today. I mean, this was a place of worship, a place where people were supposed to feel safe. Hundreds of them all gathered together in a Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints chapel when suddenly the unthinkable happens. That was just earlier today. And here's what we know so far. Here's what we know about this tragedy. Police say Thomas Jacob Sanford drove a truck through the front of a church. They say he then got out of the truck and opened fire on people inside. Investigators say he then started the building on fire. So far, 4 people have died and 8 others are injured. One of those injured is in critical condition. Members of the congregation are feeling the impact of today's tragedy.
To worship my Savior Jesus Christ, and I didn't expect this to happen, of course, and I've lost friends in there.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
And some of my little primary children that I teach on Sundays.
Amazing, huh? That is bad. That is evil. And it's going to get worse because human hearts are evil. People get thrills from hurting others because they're evil. And they will hunt you down to try to hurt you, and then they laugh. But they're laughing in hell. They're miserable. That's why they're laughing at you. Because they need to feel something that they call life, but it's hell. Why would someone drive into a church like that with that many folk, with anybody there really, and kill them? Evil. The heart is angry. And anyone that has anger or resentment, whatever you want to call it, anyone that has anger is evil. You're a murderer. And you're not to be trusted. I don't care if it's family member, whatever member. Do you remember when it was time, September? It doesn't matter. Here's an image of the shooter from that church, that incident. That's the one they say did it. Amazing, huh? What a mess. What a mess. We spoke about this yesterday at the fellowship.
Yeah. I did not look it up after that.
Oh.
And so I was a little surprised to see all this.
It's going to get worse. Neighbors hating neighbors. Family members hating family members. Husbands and wives hated husbands and wives. Friends hated friends. Strangers hating strangers. Church member hating church members. There's no love. Parents hating children. Children hating parents. There is no love. I don't know to tell you. I didn't know my country could get this bad. I didn't know human nature was this bad. And it's worse because it's evil. There's no love in human beings. There's nothing good in a human being, in human beings. One other quick one that I'll take your calls. Here's another quote-unquote mass shooting. NBC News. A lone gunman killed 3 people and injured 5 others at a packed North Carolina waterfront bar late Saturday in what police describe as a highly premeditated attack. Watch this from NBC News.
3 people killed, at least 8 more wounded after a gunman on a boat opened fire into a crowd at a riverside bar in North Carolina. An evening of music and drinks turned into a night of terror.
The subject on the boat shooting into the building from the boat.
Southport officials saying the gunman on a boat began shooting at patrons of the American Fish Company, a popular waterfront pub about 30 miles south of Wilmington. Officials saying the boat then escaped up the intercoastal waterway. According to the city, a U.S. Coast Guard crew later spotted a man matching the shooter's description at a public boat ramp. He was detained and is now in custody with Oak Island Police. Police are calling him a person of interest. No motive has been released.
Keep the community and those involved, our families, in your thoughts and prayers.
No information yet on the victims here. Officials saying they are waiting until the families can be notified to release any further information.
Amazing, huh? What a mess. I had to give me a cough drop or something here. Can you imagine you going out on a Saturday night, you're going to go down to the fish restaurant or whatever, and you're sitting there having fun. You never imagine for a second that somebody's going to ride by on a boat and shoot you. You can't even go out now. It's too risky. Road rage out of control now. And it's because people are angry and they're on drugs. More people use drugs today in America than ever before in history of America. So you're angry / resentful, which is the same thing, and you're on drugs. What do you expect to happen? And that area it sounds like such a nice white area. And look what happened. You just didn't think, you know what, I'm going out tonight. Gonna go down by the ocean here, by the pond, and we're gonna have some fun, walk around, have a nice dinner, take a little walk around the pond. And look what happened. This is not the American way. When I was growing up, the most you would see sometimes is a lynching. You wouldn't see shooting and mass shooting. You saw once in a while a lynching. You're like, what the? Oh, God. If ever we needed you, Lord, we need you now.